So, you got the NanoFoamer Pro and it's time to start texturing some milk. In this video, I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks of how to use this device and how to get the best results. Today we're going to be covering a quick start guide, how the impeller works, the program modes, the flow controllers, texturing dairy, and texturing alternative milk. We've put some timestamps below so you can switch to whatever chapter you want. Plug it in, pop it on the base, and once you see the logo, you're ready for action. Then simply multi-touch the display, start, and just like that, you're texturing milk. Once you're running, if you want to stop, simply touch the screen, or just lift it off the base. Once it beeps and displays OK on the screen, it means your microfoam is ready and has reached around 55 degrees Celsius or 130 degrees Fahrenheit. You can pick it up and pour, or if you leave it on the base, it's going to continue heating and churning till around 65 degrees Celsius, and then the device will turn itself off. Now, I really like this feature because it allows you to choose how hot you want your milk, and it ensures that it continues churning until you're ready to pour. And now you got to remember that this device is fully automatic. So unlike a steam wand, it's going to texture your milk for you and you can focus on making your espresso. So take advantage of this feature and make sure that your espresso shot is ready before your milk so that you can pour the milk at its finest. Once ready, make sure to give your jug a swirl to maintain that silky texture, and you can pour directly from the NanoFoamer Pro, but if you like latte art, you're more than likely going to want to transfer it into your favorite pouring jug. Now, I'm going to sound like your mum here, but you need to wash and wipe your NanoFoamer after each use. It's easy and it's the right thing to do, especially if you're going to be making several drinks in a row. So make sure to brush or wipe down any milk before making your next drink. This will ensure that you don't get a double cooked milk residue on the bottom of your jug. Importantly, always hold your jug upright when you're washing it, as it's not waterproof. Don't wash it upside down and don't fully submerge it in water. It has legally required drainage holes in the bottom of the electrical connecting base, and getting water in these holes can permanently damage your unit. Now you can simply clean the impeller and the nano screen under running water, and the nano screen simply twists off clockwise for the occasional deep clean. Alternatively, you can put a couple drops of dishwashing liquid with some water inside the NanoFoamer Pro, then simply select any program, run it, and this will clean the impeller and screen. Now I'm going to sound like Captain Obvious here, but don't put any part of this device in the dishwasher. This is the impeller, and the way that it spins is quite genius, if I do say so myself. Now there's a powerful array of magnets in the base of the jug, and a set of magnets inside the nano screen here. The way that it works is when the motor runs, the magnets in the base spin the impeller at incredible speeds. You'll notice that the shaft is connected to the lid with a slightly flexible connector. This allows the impeller to precisely self-center with the magnets below the surface. Precise positioning of the impeller is important for optimal operation, so make sure to pop on your lid firmly to ensure great results. I like to start by registering the front and then pushing in the back. Now with the basics out of the way, let's start making some awesome microfoam and learn about the flow controllers and program modes. The program modes are super easy and range from 1 to 5, with 1 being the least amount of foam and 5 being the most. Each program is going to do 3 things. It'll heat the milk, aerate it, and then churn it into silky microfoam. Now the impeller runs at slightly different speeds with each program mode, but the most noticeable thing that you're going to see is the aeration time. More prolonged aeration time is going to mean more foam. So you'll want to use a lower program mode for smaller drinks with thinner foam, and a higher program mode for larger drinks with thicker foams. And there's a 6th program mode, which adds lots of air to your milk, but it doesn't heat it up. A great tip is to keep track of the quantity of milk you're using to ensure consistent results. This is important because a combination of the milk level and the program modes is going to determine the final density of your foam. You're also going to notice that there's a counter running during the aeration time. Keep track of it and see which time is right for you. Now let's talk about the flow controllers. These 3 little attachments might not look like much, but they completely change the way your milk is textured. They are so easy to use, just place them between the 2 lines inside your jug. The easiest way to talk about the difference would just be to look at it, so here are all 4 in action. Can you see how the one with no flow controller has a huge gushing whirlpool, and as they move from green to black, they gradually get smaller? That's what they do. They allow the impeller to spin super fast and pull down bubbles to make your microfoam without having a massive vortex which would continue aerating our milk. Now you're going to notice that each flow controller has a slightly different shaped lip which is going to control how your milk flows. By changing the flow controller, you can adjust the intensity of the vortex and adapt to different milk types. You need to do this because different milks have different viscosities and they flow differently. So how do you choose the right one? If you're using dairy, it's simple. Use the black flow controller for most average sized drinks, as the black flow controller suppresses the vortex the most. And upgrade to the blue if you want to make larger drinks, as this is going to allow more air into your milk. But what about alternative milks? First off, make sure you're using a barista edition milk like any of these, because they've been designed to foam up nicely. Then you'll want to start with the blue flow controller. Portion your milk and select your program. If you're happy with the texture of the milk, the blue flow controller is the right one for you. You can adjust the program up or down for more or less foam. But if you're unhappy with the texture of your milk and it's feeling a little thin, then you might want to upgrade to the green flow controller. This is going to open up the vortex and allow more air into your milk. However, if the vortex becomes too large and is aerating too much, you might want to downgrade to the blue flow controller or even the black flow controller. So to recap, the black is best for dairy milk and easy to foam milks, as it slows down the vortex and doesn't allow too much aeration. The blue is the middle ground. It allows more aeration and creates a deeper vortex. This makes it perfect for a lot of alternative milks. The green is for more challenging milks that are harder to foam and need a deep vortex and more aeration. Experiment as you like and keep track of your milk portioning and the program modes, as this will lead to the most consistent results. As I mentioned, the best starting point is around 160 milliliters of milk and program 2 to 3. From there, play around and see what works for you. We hope you love this device as much as we do, and happy microfoaming. Follow Subminimal on all social channels for more tips and tricks for the NanoFoamer Pro.